Hi, Norma. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday morning impromptu stream. Since Dee Dee bailed on us, I decided to come on for a little while. Um, and we're having a discussion and chat about what I want to do today. And this is taped live over at Ustream TV. So I have a chat that I'm talking to. Hi, CBC. Hi, PJCY Kit. This is your first time here, so welcome. Stamp and color ink. Yeah, we can do that. Hi, Zeely. Anyway, I want to do some more to this journal cover. This is a journal cover that we've worked on a couple of times the last few weeks, and I'd like to go ahead and get it usable. But I don't want to bind it and do anything until I know that I'm done decorating on it. And I got my new little stencils, so I thought I could at least use those. And this is for the prompt that Rachel Black is hosting over on Facebook. She's got a group page called Artful Evidence, and every week she's going to give us prompts, and you can use anything you want to accomplish the task. You can do mixed media, you can do watercolor, you can draw, you can do whatever you want. And the first week's prompt was flowers. And you guys, even if you don't intend to participate necessarily, I would go ask to join the group. It is a closed group. I would go ask to join the group just so you can see the amazing art over there. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, DeMonte. You're welcome. Hi, Julie. Just to see the amazing art. I mean, there has been some art over there that will knock your eyeballs out. So I would say go join the group even if you're not going to participate. So this is the journal cover that we made. Week's one prompt was flowers, so I went ahead and did, this was one of our experiment pages with the dilution ink sprays and magicals on top of it. And so this was my week one contribution, I guess, for flowers. And then week two is doodles. Hi, Dragonfly. It is a great place for getting ideas. And like if you see something over there that you don't know the technique they used or something, you know, the users are all really active over there. So I think if you ask them, you know, what technique, when somebody asked me how I did this background, I was more than willing to explain to them how I did it. So if they wanted to try and recreate it themselves, they could, you know. Because I think that's what this whole community is about, is sharing ideas, learning to do things, not only appreciating the art, but, you know, jumping in and doing it yourself. Hi, Chatty Natty. So anyway, this was week one submission, flowers. And I wanted to do daffodils because the daffodils are blooming here now. The iris will be up soon. So they're just spring flowers to me. So yeah, I could do something for the prompt anyway, but I want to also work on this cover. And then the inside papers were what we did, I think the last time I streamed. We used dilution sprays and magicals on the Tim Holtz paper, and that's what the inside cover looks like. So I know I want to do some more to that cover. And then thinking about doodles here the last couple days. Yesterday I was very busy. I just went ahead and did this, and it's not 6x6. The submissions have to be, thanks Colleen, the submissions are 6x6, which there's no police over there, so if your submissions aren't 6x6, I don't think you get kicked out or anything. But anyway, I really like this Zentangle idea, or design. I don't know why that one really intrigues me, but I really like it. So I've got that, but I don't know if I would redo it or if I would mount this on a 6x6 and call it done. I might mount it on the turquoise blue background and then do something in black on the border and call it done. But CB has suggested that I can doodle on some envelopes. Thank you, Natalie. Oh, so jello, you having flowers in bloom, spring. I know, Kathy, I know you just love your garden. And I wish I could have a real garden here, but we have so much wildlife, you guys. I can't have a real garden in the ground. The daffodils, they leave alone. Um, and what else do they leave alone? They used to leave the iris alone, but I let Robert mow them over because they were out by the street. And this is going to be gross to some people, but I live in a resort community where people walk up and down my road with their dogs twice a day at least. And they were using my flower bed as a lavatory. So I finally just told Robert, just mow over it. I'm not going to go out there and dig in the dog's lavatory. So, yeah. So I don't really have much of an in-ground garden anymore, but I do a lot of container gardening. So I'm liking this one. Hey, look who showed up. My boss is late to work, but she showed up. Hi, Eileen. So anyway, I could also work on a bigger version of this, but I think before we do anything, I am going to do a little bit more on this journal cover because I like it. I love the cover. I love the colors. But yeah, I think I want to do some more on it. So we're going to do that just because we can. And I got these new little stencils. I showed them the other day from the Wish app. And I don't even know what to tell you to go in search of to find them, but I know that they were like dirt cheap. I think there was 9 of them in here, and they're paint splatters and the little dots and some lines, and they smell like china. I don't know what china smells like, but there's a definite odor to this, so I just think, oh, it's what china smells like. Maybe like rotten fish or something, but they do have an odor. I need to spread them out and let them like air out. Hi, Ange. You're at work? So anyway, 14 inches of snow. So anyway, these are the cute little stencils that I got from the Wish app. And I really like this square one. I wish they'd given me more of that. But anyway, you know, I'm only going to use the small portion anyway, so what the heck. They'll be useful, and I didn't pay anything for them, so they're fine. So I think I am going to sponge on, much like the background of this one. I want to do some, I was thinking I might want to do that white script stamp, or the script stamp in a little bit of white on the background. But I have every color stamp pad too, so. Anyway, I think I'm going to use the little circles. I like them. Crazy lady. So anyway, I don't know. I'm going to do the acrylic first because it dries the fastest. And then I'll decide about that. Let me see what size this is. Can you guys see how my brain's working this morning? It's like all over the place. All right, so this is like 4 1/4 this way. Ooh, that's a pretty big border I'd need. But that's okay. If I draw on it, nobody cares, all right? And 1 inch that way. Think. Yeah, Eileen just said the 6x6s that they're posting are amazing, and I agree, Eileen. I mean, it's some of the artwork I've seen over there. I'm just like, holy cow. There are some uber talented people in this world, no doubt about it. All right, here I got some sheep. You know what? I guess I could, because one thing I think this whole thing needs, it's got the navy blue, which is nice, but I think I could stamp in black, that script stamp. I think I will do that, because I want some black on it. I think it's needing black. Just fall back on your favorite mixed media supplies when in doubt. Let me see. And Eileen, believe it or not, I mean, I'm not hosing you. That Joggles box still has not showed up. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, I like the scale of them too, Deb. They're very small. So yeah, I don't know why the post office can't seem to figure out where the heck I live, but sometimes, and I'm about ready to unmount this stamp. It's a great big large script stamp. I'm about ready to unmount it. I think it would be easier for me if it was unmounted. So some of your rate stamps will be there today. Oh, you lucky dog. And by the way, Eileen, I did not place that order yesterday either. I've got stuff in my cart. I just haven't actually hit the checkout yet. So we'll just, I only inked part of the stamp, so I gotta stand up. Put some large butt into this. Yeah, that's better. I think the more layers, the more interesting it is, so. That'll work. Just, it's, you can't really see it, but it's just kind of there in the background. And can you see all that shimmer? That's from the Magicals. They didn't, yeah. Just not a shimmer girl. They still can't find, they better give you back your $1,000. I agree. And this is the back, so yeah, that's up. I was going to say, did I just do that upside down? But I didn't. Don't freak out, man. Alright, that's good. And I do have some little bit of white splatters here and there, but they've absorbed into the background, so you can't really see them. I'll get my sponge out, wherever it is. There we go. About ready for a new sponge, too. And we won't go into dilutions being permanent or not permanent. Since these are dilution sprays and I'm putting white acrylic on top, my white acrylic may not stay white. Microwaves are great for unmounting stamps. Okay, well that's good to know. But I'm seriously considering unmounting that one. One, the wood takes up a bunch of room, and I think I'd like to be able to just stamp parts of it here and there. So I don't know. That was, at one time, that would have been something that I never in a million years would have considered doing. But now I'm getting more and more ready to unmount some of them. And I've also thought, too, I'd like to sell some. So I might, remember when Paula did that decluttering thing and she showed us a bunch of her stamps that she was willing to sell? I'm about ready to do that. So if you guys think you might want to get some good stamps for cheap, I might be doing that. I have so many, you guys. I have so many that are just sitting around not getting used, and I think, oh, they need a good home. Probably put out enough paint here for 15 of these, but what the hell. First time I've used these little stencils, so we'll see how they work. Hopefully it'll be really fun. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I'm going to get a lot of use out of this little circle stencil. I love a good circle. You can tell a lot of my art has the circles in it. Okay, and then the other thing I was going to do was put maybe in lettering Artful Evidence, so that when this is all done and bound, I know that it was for the Artful Evidence challenge. I'll cover up some of this pissy pink, Eileen. How about that? I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm not doing large areas because it's not a big piece. I just want it random here and there. Yeah, I'm going to love these stencils. I can tell already. Okay, that's 4. I'll do one more somewhere. Where do I want it? Up there or down here? Down here, I think. Yeah, I got enough white paint for 15 people. Alright, that's good enough. Just here and there. I had the best smart ass comment for Janet too, and it's too late. Hi, Jeannie. It's never too late for a good smart ass comment. Oh, you're watching a video on how to unmount wooden stamps. Oh, I won't have any trouble figuring out how to unmount them. That won't be the problem here. Alright. Put that over there to wash it later. Clean up this mess. Okay, so that should, the front should already be dry. Yeah, it's dry. Coffee. So what was the other thing? Okay, I've stamped, I've done the stencil. Now I want to pick out a lettering stencil. And I showed you guys before, this is how I'm keeping my my stencils now that I use primarily in the Beast. I mean, obviously you can use them for anything, but this is how I use them. And when we ordered those stencils from Amazon that Paula enabled us, this could be a good size. Because remember, I've only got, what, about 6 inches to work with. I know I made this a little bit larger, 6 1/4. If I go all the way out there, it's 7 inches. So the longest word is evidence. E. So I've got 8. These I would end up giving one to about 3/8 inch. 24. That one would work. I'm just figuring out the spacing. I love all these little stencils. And I like the way, see, I think this one will be too much. That's a 1/2 inch. That would be 4 inches across. Well, it would work. Actually, I like this one better than that one then. Because that would be, with 8, yeah, that would work. 8 letters, evidence. I could put it either up or down. So that is a potential. And I could use these pretty Did I make the stencil holders? Actually, when you order these, the one set of stencils, it came in these little cellophane pockets, each one. So I just put the washi tape on the edge, punched holes in it, and turned them into their own little sheet protectors, is all that is. And then I did that. I just used the packaging that the stencils themselves came in. And then these, I did go ahead, I had cut down the sheet protectors to slide them in, but I could have done the same thing with these. The only problem with these, which I could have altered it, no big deal, but these have the tape strip, so I just figured I'd just put them in something, and I know I'm weird that I keep things in its packaging, but I do, and I'm not going to change, so don't call me crazy. Or you can if you want. I have some, honey, thank you. So yeah, I just altered the packaging, or these are just sheet protectors cut down and holes punched in. And then to make the edge, I mean, I don't know if you guys knew this. I could buy a fuse tool, right? But all I did was take a needle and punch it down the edge, and it fuses the plastic together. And it didn't take me very long. But that's the kind of junk I'll do while I'm sitting on the couch or whatever. So, yeah, you can do this. I actually do like this little stencil holder. There is another letter one that I'm looking for. I don't have memorized what's on each one of these. Oh, I don't, okay. So then it's just a matter of, do I want serif type? I want sans serif, so I'm going to use this. Those would have been my two choices. And I think I want, that's the rat in the background making himself some cereal. So just ignore the noise. Now I'm thinking about it, which one, maybe I do want this serif type. Yeah, I'm going to use the serif type. How's that for indecisive? But this is a, I don't know. I decided I really like this for organizing the stencils. Eileen and CB said hi, you big fat loser.
You what?
They both said hi, you big fat loser.
Tell them hi.
Serif. Sans serif. S-E-R-I-F. It means the little things hanging off the letters. If it's sans serif, it means it doesn't have that. If it's a serif type, then it does have the little decorative edges on the letters, I guess. Okay, so this is the front cover here. And I know that because the color is just slightly brighter. So I'm using the brighter cover for the front. Now I have to decide, do I want to just, I'm kind of thinking I might just put it Artful Evidence down here in the corner, and then if I want to add something else up here, I can. If there was a letter that was shared, but I don't think there is, Artful Evidence. Yeah, there's no shared letter. If there was a shared letter, I might go down and across or something like that. CB says that I'm a bad woman, Eileen, or Robert. They didn't say that. CB's chewing me out now because they didn't say that. They did say hi, though.
Okay.
He's used to that, you guys. He's so used to that.
I figured as much.
Yep. He's on to my BS. All right.
Don't worry, ladies. She's like a bad dream.
Yeah, well, I don't see you running for the hills. All right. I am just anal enough that I count all my letters. In fact, I did have a comment on a YouTube video that somebody wanted to see how you space these letters out. Okay, so I'll just use this paper that was here. Okay. So let's say I want to justify the right edge of the type, right? He knows my warped mind. Yes, he does. I'll just write out the words artful evidence. And not each letter takes up the same amount of space, right? So I could just draw a line, and this is probably how I'll end up doing it. Just draw a line and write the words backwards. But the way you would do it, if you were going to center it or whatever, measure and add up. Okay, the A is 1/2 of an inch. R is, I'm going to say 1/2 of an inch. Most of them are going to be, the T is only about 3/8. F is between, I'm just going to give it 1/2 an inch. Okay, and you would do that for both of the words. Add that up, add a 1/16 or whatever for spacing in between each of the letters, and if you're doing multiple words, you have to add in the amount of space between the words. I'm not going to do that. Add that all up. Okay, so we'll do artful. Okay, that's 1/2 an inch. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 2.5 inches, let's say 3 inches of space that the word artful is going to take up. If you wanted it centered, well, you'd have to add into that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sixteenths for I'd add a 1/16 between each of the letters. And then divide that in half, and that's how you would center it. Just eyeball it. No, see, sometimes I wish I could eyeball it, but I can't. But actually, somebody had asked how you do that. So you add up all the letters, add a 1/16 between each of the letters, divide that by 2, and that's how you would center it. It's not hard. And if you're going to, like, I'm going to justify right. So I'm just going to find out where I want it on here. I probably, let's just say evidence is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to take up 4 inches of the 6. So I think I will leave 1/2 of an inch border. If you're centering, eyeballing it is not that easy. And remember, I have to live with this forever, so might as well take the time and do it right now, because otherwise I'll have to beat myself up the rest of my life that I didn't take the time to do it right to begin with. Right? Right. Y'all don't understand that. It's hard to be anal. So to use a letter stencil, you have to have an adding machine too. No, it's simple math, Eileen. Even you can do it. All right, the letters themselves. Okay, I have to measure the letters themselves. They're a little bit over 1/2 an inch high. So that one I know is going to sit on that baseline. So how much? It's 5/8, 6/8. Yeah, I'm going to do yeah, I'm going to move it up 3/4 of an inch, and hopefully my white pen will work in this stencil, because no, I'm going to do it in black. Never mind. Never mind. All right, and then draw yourself a straight line. Thank you, Skunk. Skunk gets it, see? She's the same way. Hi, Dorothy. You love measuring, but you don't even, well, if you want it, if you're doing it by hand, you have to. I mean, if you ever had to do like a newspaper layout or something like that, you know, of course, now it's all done on computer, but when I used to work on the school newspaper, we had to do all our layout by hand. So you measured every headline. If you were going to center it, you measured it, you figured out, you did the straight line. I mean, Eileen is giving me so much crap, Robert. Eileen is giving me so much crap. If we ever meet her, you need to be on my side. Do we have that agreement right now? Yeah, he's sitting here looking at me like with a grin on his face like, yeah, right, in your dreams. In your dreams. All right. And because I've justified right, I have to do the lettering backwards. So I'm not going to try and help you guys anymore. At least Eileen. I'll help the rest of you, but not her. All right. I'm having a hard time seeing. Oh, I know why. Because the L is down from the others. Well, these Chinese people are jacking with me. And I'll color it in last. I'm just going to outline it with my black pen. And I may outline it in white after I'm done. And I know it's probably hard for you guys to see right now, but no worries. You're the goofballs who trick-or-headed me into doing this. I bet you're happy that you didn't have to trick-or-head me today, huh, Eileen? Dee Dee did it for you. So she could go shopping. I'm going to have to take a break here in a second. And my pen is not necessarily loving these magicals. Forget the emu and zebra and send her a flamingo. Oh my god. Yeah, if I could, if there was a way I could have somebody deliver a flamingo to her front door and it wouldn't cost me $5 million, believe me, she'd get flamingos every day. Big, hairy, squawky ones. Okay, he's done with his breakfast, so you don't have to listen to him do that anymore. I don't know. Eileen came in late. She may not have seen that design that I did for week 2 prompt. And I'm not sure I'm going to use that because I found another design that I really wanted to draw too. So I was going to do that one tonight, but I was going to actually do it on 6x6. Okay, can you see Artful? The basics is there, and then I'll get a different pen to color it in. And when it looks really nice, I'm going to say ha ha ha. You went shopping on Amazon? Oh, you can't give up on trick or heading, Eileen. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean you've lost your touch. You are still the master tricker header. Alright, okay. The curved letters, not uncommonly, are slightly larger than the straight line letters, so. And it's intended for them to go a little bit below the baseline. And I may still want to put more on this when I'm done with this too. Excuse me. Still, this cold is still lingering on, and even Robert said the other day, it's almost like it rebounds. Like you think you're just getting over it, and then the symptoms come back. And still, everybody down here is sick. Everybody around us is sick. I'm going to turn on my light. It's going to make it easier for me. See, I almost had that D right up against that. And if you don't want to go to this much trouble, you can always print this out on your computer and just glue it on. I like it as part of the book itself, not something glued on. But yeah, use whatever you've got. Plus, by doing it this way, I get to use my cool stencils that I paid good money for. And I have used those stencils quite a bit, actually, in the Beast. So I feel like I am getting my money's worth. And those little ones from Wish, I don't remember, but it seems to me like I paid $1 or 85 cents or something for them. Okay, hard to see that. But it says Artful Evidence. Woohoo! It looks very good. I will give myself that. Eileen can give me all the crap she wants, but when it looks good, I'm going to pat my own self on the back. And give myself a raise. Because she's not going to. I'm not getting no raise from her, I promise you. Erase your lines. Now, I have to pick a pen that I think will work well on top of these magicals. I'm going to mute you for a minute so I can blow my nose. Oh, that feels better. Thank you. Thank you, Skunk. That name in chat, Zhigaag, I think she told me that that's Ojibwe for skunk. Okay. Oh, I didn't erase that. All right, and I think I'm going to try to use Kathy Arbor. Turned me on to these Secure Microperm pens, and they say they will write on anything. Permanent on most surfaces, but she says they'll write on anything. So we're going to give this a go. I do love these pens. I will say that. Love them. because I know, well, probably the Sharpie would too on the Magicals. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure. And I've seen people too who use stencils. They're meant for you to go ahead and fill in um, the spaces where there's no lines. They do that so the stencil doesn't fall apart. One thing, these do write well over the acrylic paint, so that's a good thing because there's not many pens that will write over the acrylic paint. And this may drive some people nuts. If you don't like watching this, go forward. I can sit and do stuff like this all day long. Little tedious crap like this just makes me happy. Yes, it is skunk. Okay, I thought I had remembered that right. And I know you have another name. I don't remember it right now. But I just said I'm going to call you skunk because I like that. So, CB, are you going to do all the prompts for Rach? We're going to miss some when we're gone, but who knows? Maybe we'll get to art. Maybe we'll get to use Jen's supplies and art there. I'm not going to drag a lot with me, I know that. I might drag 1 tin of watercolors with me. And I'm talking about our trip to Australia, where 3 of us are leaving for Australia April 20th, and I'm already worried about leaving my art stuff. That's crazy. I'm getting so excited, though. Everybody's so excited for me, like my brothers and stuff. Are you getting excited? Are you getting excited? And I really am. Oh, you know what I might? Oh, you guys. I'm not sure I'm this good, but I might try it anyway. I was thinking about going around this lettering in white or something. Maybe I'll get out my gold. Maybe gold would look good on here. I'm going to have to think about that. Oh, baby. And I'll turn it into watercolor and then put it in the dip pen. You'll do as many as you can. Cheryl. Okay. See, I wouldn't have remembered Cheryl, but skunk's good. Skunk works for me. Now, Eileen, you're lucky that I didn't get out my little ruler to make sure that line right there was straight. I'm anal, but I haven't gone that far yet. Well, I have before in the past. But yeah, since I'm not working on really any other project right now, I'm looking forward to Rachel's prompts every week now. I've got one other small project that I got to get done. Probably I want to get it out in the mail. What's today? Wednesday? Well, I'll do it Friday when I go see Mary. And the winner of the journal from the scavenger hunt did contact me. Well, I contacted her, and then she got back to me with her address, so we're not going to have to do a secondary drawing until the next deadline. So I was glad she was so thrilled. Yeah, I was happy for her. And apparently, occasionally, she does come to the live stream because she said she missed the live stream. That she had wanted to be here, but she missed it. So her name was Ann Lahr, Lahr. So I don't know what her screen name is, but it must be somebody that we're at least familiar with. I'm thinking, because she was wanting to come to the. Oh yeah, Karen, I announced it on. I guess I should have put a tweet out, but I went ahead and decided, since so many people had started late, that I'm going to do a secondary drawing. The new deadline is April 15th, and it's right before we leave for Australia, so I'm not going to dawdle about that. Otherwise, you're going to wait until I get back. For those people who either couldn't finish or started real late, whatever, but I am going to go ahead and include everybody who had completed up to that point. So if you've already sent me an email saying that you completed it, you will be in the secondary drawing. You don't have to send me a separate email. I'm just going to keep adding to the folder that I've already got created. So I'm not going to clear it out. So if you've already emailed me, you're good to go. You will automatically be in the next drawing. Because the way I've done that is I just made a folder on my Yahoo. And as your emails came in, I just moved you to the completed folder, and that's where I'm not going to write everybody's name out or create a list, because it's really just a moment in time. But yeah, you're already in it if you've completed. So you get a second chance. That was your bonus for getting done early, I guess. So sometime between now and then, I will have to make another journal cover, which I'm happy to do because I love doing that. Another thing I thought about doing today was making you sit here and watch me fill my little shaker bottles. I want to get that done so I can make a list. That's why I didn't place my Amazon order, Eileen, is because as I fill the little shaker bottles that I bought, I'm going to make a list of all the replacements I need. And then decide if I want to buy the whole set or if I want to just go to the Lindy Stamp Gang website and order them individually. Because I think you can. I'm not sure, but I think you can. Why is CB being a naughty girl? Today is Hub's 73rd birthday. Robert's older than your husband, CB, then. Robert's going to be, what? Robert will be 78 next month. His birthday is April 12th. We don't usually get too excited about birthdays. Now for his 80th, I'll do something really nice for him. But for 78, nah. Just a year older. Get over yourself. I'm liking that, and I'm glad I picked this type. And I know you guys are going, OMG, this is so tedious. Hello, trickerheads. This is what I would be doing. And now that I'm not writing on the acrylic paint, I probably could use a different pen that goes a little quicker. Maybe I will. Let me see if the Micron will go a little quicker. I need to clean out this little pencil thing that's beside me, too. Alright, now we're going to move a little faster, but when I get on top of the acrylic, I'm going to have to go back to that other pen, because acrylic will eat a Micron in a second. Well, in the small areas, I'm still going to use this one. Sometimes I can be a mean old monkey butt. No, Robert doesn't act that old. Oh my God, no. Robert, to look at him, if you saw him and the way he acts and how hard he works and everything, no, you would swear to God Robert's 60. Really. And when you tell people that Robert's 78, they can't believe it. They think you're lying. No, you'd never know in a million years that Robert is his age. He's always looked and act way older. He acts like a 12-year-old sometimes. That's why we get along so well. He acts like an immature young boy, and so do I. And Robert had, honestly, until this leukemia, Robert had never been sick, not one day in his life. I never heard Robert ever say, oh, I don't feel good today, I've got an ache or a pain or anything. I mean, my husband was like that too. He had never been sick. He was so young, people couldn't believe his age either. But yeah, he's quite a bit older than me. I guess I just figured you guys knew that. He's a good egg, yeah. He doesn't act like an old fart. I won't let him, first of all. And, of course, hanging out with me is so awesome that, yeah. Had to go back to the, excuse me, microperm because I'm coloring over the acrylic. I can hear my neighbor's damn chickens. Him and his chickens. Alright. Got the... I have to give Robert credit even if he was 12. It's hard to put up with you. That's not true. I'm nice and easy to get along with. Just do as I say and don't argue and we get along fine. It's only when you think you have a mind of your own that we have issues. And I told my brother last night about Robert falling in the lake. Honest to God, he laughed as hard as I did. Robert, my brother, I met Robert through my brother. My brother bought his business. So, Robert and my brother have been like BFFs for 21 years. My brother bought the business in 97. So, oh, he got a kick out of Robert falling in the lake. I'm coloring over acrylic. I hope my pen doesn't die. My brother's even sick. Everybody's sick. And this is the brother, obviously, that lives down here. He's the only family I've got close. Saint Robert, whatever, mean and conceited, nice. How lucky is Robert? Yeah, it isn't a herd of donkeys. Yeah, that's a good thing. Well, it's obviously mating season for the birds around here because the geese, oh my God, they'll wake you up in the morning. And I have a pair of geese. It's the weirdest thing. I've lived here, what, 22 years, something like that, here on the lake. I've got a pair of geese that have decided to nest, I guess, on top of my boat dock. I've never seen a goose even land up there. The herons will land up there, but never the geese, and I don't know why they never do. But these two now have just kind of like set up shop. Like they've decided, I guess, they're just going to live there. And when I go outside, it doesn't bother them. They don't move. I mean, they're just, yeah. Actually, Eileen, that's funny that you say that because when we meet people, of course, I knew Robert. I had met him, obviously, before my husband passed away. But Robert left the area after my brother bought the business. And he went and helped a friend of his transport boats um, on the water, right? Like the president of NASA, for example, bought a big boat and he wanted it moved from Florida over to Texas. So Robert and his friend went and picked up the boat. He bought the boat. I think he had the boat built. And they went and picked up the boat in Florida and then drove it through the intercoastal waterway over to Texas. And so Robert did that for a few years in between the time my brother bought his business and my husband died. So I didn't know Robert well, but we laugh that, you know, because people will invariably ask, well, you know, how'd you guys meet? And well, my brother bought Robert's business, and then they laugh and make jokes that Don got the better end of the deal, that he traded me for the business. But my theory is Robert definitely got the better deal. He got me in the bargain. But yeah, that all happened years later. When Robert came back to the lake after doing the boat thing. And that was why we ended up with a great big boat here on the lake that we renovated. You'll only do that once. Yeah, it is. Nice romantic view from the dock. It definitely is. It's pretty down there. But yeah, Don got a business and Robert got me. Get over it. Well, yeah, it was a great job, CB. And his friend actually, and his son's his friend's son still is in the boat hauling business. They'll move him either across land, you know, put him on a big dock and you know, on a semi and move boats that way, or move them across water. I'm not sure how they decide which way is the better way, but the boat that they moved for the president of NASA, if you could see the pictures of that boat, oh my God, like unbelievable the boat was, you know, just how luxurious everything in that boat was. All right, we've got artful evidence on our cover now. I'm liking this better than the way it was when I started today. It's looking better. Now, I want to do an experiment with the gold. Now, I can do the gold. Well, we'll do it both ways. What the hell? We can. We can do it. And I'm going to use the mic, this. I'm going to do it on a little bit better grade of paper. Yeah, here's a piece of the actual same cardstock. And I would suggest you guys do this. I do this pretty commonly. If I'm going to do something that I'm not sure how it's going to work, set up an experiment before you try it on your finished product. because now it's experiment time. If I want to do the, I know which one's going to be brighter and shinier. It's just going to be more of a pain in the butt, but whatever looks best is what I'm going to do. You like it? I like it too. It's slowly coming together. And in my world, quality is better than quantity. I mean, I could sit here and pound out a ton of art, but I'd rather the art that I do look like I put some time, thought, and effort into it, you know, that it's something worth having. Make sure, okay, I will, Eileen, that's a good suggestion, thank you. Okay, so my watercolors are there and the gold FW ink. I know a lot of you got the FW ink at Hobby Lobby, so we're gonna try both. And I know before I even start that this watercolor ink, the gold watercolor ink, it's Fine Tech. Look up Fine Tech on Amazon. This is going to be a lot brighter and shinier, no doubt. This is like the most amazing metallic gold watercolor I've ever seen. Not that I've seen a huge amount, because this is kind of new to me, but this stuff, if you want gold metallic, buy this. Don't even save up your money. Don't buy any more junk. Just buy that. You will not be disappointed. All right, where is my dip pen? I'll get both of these out because I don't know if I want a thin line or if I want a thicker line. Get out the spray bottle to moisten this. Okay, oops, I've already sprayed it. Oh, I haven't affixed. Wait, maybe I put it on the back of the box. Nope, I didn't. I have a swatch of all of these, but I know this is my favorite, this first one. So I'm going to go ahead and soften it. Let it be absorbing that while we go ahead and try the FW ink that we got from Hobby Lobby. Yeah, skunk, save your money and just go for the Fine Tech. Really. You know, Nina, I can't remember. It seems to me like these 6 colors that I bought were in the 20s. But you get 6 of them. And this last one is silver. It's sterling silver. And they're all just absolutely knock your eyeballs out pretty. I mean, for real. So, and I can hear the thing moving around in this. So, I'll get my little... look, $24.49. Okay, Eileen just told you. So, you know, it's not a huge amount of money you got to save up, but I would just say save up your money and get something you know you're going to be happy with. Because I promise you, you're not going to find anything that's as shimmery and beautiful as that. Promise you. Okay. I'm going to get out a paintbrush. Yeah, that one's a crappy one, so I can use it. Okay. Let's load up our pen. You can load up your pen. I just do it this way because to me it's easier, but you can load it up with a paintbrush too. Doesn't matter, whichever works best for you. Because I clean these little things out. I'll just pour this back in the jar when I'm done. So, but to me, I like to load my pen like that. Just dip it in. But you can brush it on, all that. Okay, here's the Fine Tech. Now I have to decide how I want this. Do I want to do a shadow Or do I want to go around the letter? Let's do a shadow first. I might have to make more E's. Can you guys see this, or do I need to move the camera down? So all these Fine Tech, or these FW inks that you bought at Hobby Lobby, this is one great way to use them. But one thing I will tell you on these acrylic inks, don't ever forget that they're an acrylic product. And let me pull you guys down because I know I'm working really fine and it's hard for you guys to see. Can you see? You can't even see it. Oh, annoying. That looks pretty good. The shadow. I'm tempted to buy some more, Eileen, but I haven't. Okay. It's hard for you guys to see that. And when you're doing something like that, just be really, really careful. I got to get some clean water so I can work with this. I'll just get an extra. Excuse me. Yeah, clean your pen often. Have a paper towel or something to dry it. I mean, you can get the acrylic off the metal, but just don't forget that it's acrylic, and when it dries, it's plastic. So I don't want you to jack up your equipment that you've spent money on, you know. You love it as a shadow. But yeah, I'm tempted to buy more of the Fine Techs, but they're all shimmery. I don't think they have any flat colors at all. Okay, I went ahead and cleaned this, and I'm going to dip it again and dried it. I did dry it. Test that it's right and good off on something else. Now I'm going to write over the black. And on this Fine Tech, I don't think that's going to work well. But we're going to give it a go anyway. We're going to try. Oh, up close you can see it, yeah. Okay, I'm going to try and get this where you guys can see it. You can't see it. Oh, that annoys me. Can you see? Oh, there's a little bit. You can see it. Now, I think when I do it on the when I use the Fine Tech ones, you're going to see it. I need this. A Fine Tech Artist Mica watercolor pearlescent paint 6-color set, 3 complete paint. Oh my god. The girl, she tells me on one hand I can't shop, and then on the other hand she tells me all this stuff that I need. Still not sure if you should get the polychromos. Nina, here's my advice on that. They're nice pencils. They really are, and I do like them. But if you're used to a Prismacolor harder lead, I mean a Prismacolor softer lead, I don't mean a harder lead, a softer lead, they're not going to behave the same way. That's the one thing I would say, is they're fun to have, but honestly, if I had it to do over again, I think I would buy something different. And I'm not saying I don't like them. I do, and some people swear by the polychromos. They're like, oh, you know what? I need to draw myself some new E's. They love the polychromo, but they are very definitely a harder lead. They don't blend as well as the Prismas, and depending on what you're going to do with it, if you're going to be primarily coloring, I honestly think buy the Prismacolor. They just blend so nice, and I know there's a ton of people out there who are going to say, oh, no, 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 the polychromos, but I don't know. I just think you can't beat the Prismacolor for blending and color availability and now price. I mean, they've gotten them so cheap that you just can't go wrong with the Prisma. You really can't. And you know, if I was doing art to sell, maybe I'd look at it different because light fastness, you know, makes a difference. And the polychromos are more light fast than the Prismas. But for usability and just feeling good about using your product, you can't beat a Prismacolor. And there was a time when Prismacolor was having their quality issues where I would have said, buy any other brand, including Crayola, before you buy the Prismacolor, because I was so frustrated with their bad quality. And I think occasionally you're still probably going to get a bad pencil, but I kind of think they've ironed out that quality issue. I could be wrong, but I haven't had any trouble. I bought a bunch of replacements that I still have issues with, but my last brand new 150 color set, I have not had 1 ounce of trouble. Not one. Not one breakage, not one lead being loose, nothing. So, all right, now I can check chat. Okay, Eileen just said she thinks the Prismas are better than the polys. I think for just, hi Orla, I think just for a product to use and enjoy, and you're used to the Prismas, and this one I'm having to load with a brush because it's, you know, obviously a solid watercolor. But just load it, make sure you get plenty of good ink on there. And I had washed this and dried it, so now I'm just encouraging the pen to write with it. It's so pretty. And the watercolors, you know, obviously you're not the acrylic, so keeping your brush or your pen, they're going to dry quickly though. That's the problem with the watercolor. Using them in a dip pen. Come on, buddy, write for me. Write for me. There we go. It's being a little stubborn. My pen is. There, it's flowing better. And just keep working with your pen until it decides that it's time to write. I don't know. Well, this is just so pretty. And obviously, I'm biased. I like the Fine Tech better than the FW. I don't know why my pen's being just damn stubborn. I'm going to wash it out again. And if you overload your pen, you will get a blob. So always, before you go to your finished product, blob it off first. There. Now it's flowing good. And I'm writing on top of Micron. If you're going to write with a moist product on top of the letter, make sure you've used a permanent black. Micron is, so I'm not worried about that black running, but black inks are funny that way. Come on, pen. Don't fail me now. Okay, can you see it? Yeah, see, you can see the gold so much better, the fine tech. But you can see up there now, too, when I get it at the right angle. I don't know. I'm definitely partial, I think, to the fine tech, but it's being a bit of a pain in the arse. I'll clean it real quick. Start over. So what do you guys think? When I have it down like that, you guys can't see it at all. Let me put something underneath it. Get it an angle. Can you see the difference in them? The fine tech is so much better. Yeah. You've been playing with pan pastels, stencils, and white Sharpie. Oh, that's cool. I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to do the shadow with the fine tech. I really am. You'd think that this is going up for sale in an art gallery, right? Rather than on a shelf somewhere when I'm done. I'm using the fine tech. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Use the fine tech and do the shadow. Yep. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Wash the pen. When you wash your nibs, make sure you dry, get them clean and dry them good so that they don't rust. You like it on the outside? I do too. Yep. So now we're going to the finished product. Wish me luck, because this is where it could all go wrong. Yep. It could all go bad here. If these letters were bigger, I did actually pull out, I just had to put some water in that cup, because if that acrylic dries, it's hard to get clean. If the letters were larger, I would use maybe a calligraphy nib. I'm going to do the shadow on the right side. Come on. Oh, this is really not wanting to work on this paper. That could be an issue. I don't want it to scratch. It either needs to flow smooth or we're going to have issues. I don't want it to scratch. All right. Hang on. Starting over. Alright, the pen is flowing well, so now we'll test and see how well it's going to work on this. Okay, it's not wanting to work on this paper at all. I wish I felt more confident with a paintbrush, but I don't, so I won't do it with a paintbrush, I promise you. I just don't have that level of confidence. After all that, and I'm not going to be able to do this, this will annoy me. I'll try a different pen. Yeah, this is just, it's so not wanting to work, you guys. I don't know why. It writes over here just fine. Move it over here, and it's not wanting to work at all. I don't know what it is. And I'm afraid to, there, we've got, On your test letters, try putting gold dots with a stylus on the fat part. Okay, we have stylus around here. Let's see, this might be a big one, but let me try it with the watercolor first. Almost went for that. OMG. That's kind of fun, CB. I might get a smaller stylus out. I think I like that idea, CB, and it's going to be a whole lot less hassle. Can you guys see that? I like that. A fine liner paintbrush would be easier. A fine liner paintbrush. Well, if I trusted myself, possibly, Jean. The thing is, I'm not sure that I trust myself. Let me see what other size stylus I have. I know I have them because I used to do embossing with them, so I just got it. Here we go. We've got tons of them. Ooh, they're not very big though. That's all right. We'll give it a go. I can always use that big one. Yeah, this one's good. All right, let's do another letter just so we can get a real good feel for this before I jump in. And I'll struggle with those other letters later. But yeah, I like those. I'm kind of liking that one. This one right here, that is very cool. Might show up. I agree, CB. Yeah, this stylus is going to work better. And I have a bunch of these in different sizes for those metal stencils to do embossing with. All right, let's do that. And I can always go back later and do the outline so I don't have to fight with this pen on screen. Let me clean it, though. Don't want it drying like that. I might get out my calligraphy nib, too, and see. All right, I'll add some more water to this so I have plenty of paint. This Fine Tech does absorb the water like crazy. And I can't even tell you how to decide when it's the right consistency. It just feels right. I don't know how to tell you that. So there's and I get my little goofy paper back here. Let's do that. On the fat part of the letter, a couple of these I want to darken before I do that, okay? And I'm sorry I'm like this, but it is what it is. Like, I don't like this R. Now Eileen is really wetting herself. Oh my God, we watched you do that once. Because when I start putting stuff on top of it, I'm done. I can't go back later and fix the scratchies. just gonna darken it. Because see, after I did the gold, I would have gone back and crispened up the edges anyway. So I'll just do it ahead. And I think with that size stylus, I'll probably get like 3 or 4 dots. But whatever I get, I will be consistent in each letter. Oh, okay. With what Jean just said in chat, that with watercolor they refer to thickness as water, skim milk, whole milk, or cream texture. That's good to know, Jean. Because I can't, I don't know how to, describe it so that people could figure that out at home. So, yeah, that's good to know. I need to watch some watercolor videos. I'm not ever going to watercolor landscapes or anything like that. I just have zero interest in that. But using watercolors as a method of applying color to whatever, whether it's in my beast or something like this, I like them. I like them a lot. Okay, my thicknesses are good and solid black now. So, and if that didn't just prove to you that I'm utterly anal, nothing will. I'm going to dry it real quick. All right, Jean has some more instruction for us. Hang on, I'll read it. And the thickness you use depends on the application and use. Okay, see, you need to go to watch Jean, and you'll learn that. Oh, the reason it doesn't look dry is where I put that micron over the microperm. Every place there acrylic, it has like a, you guys can't, well, maybe you can a little bit. But it looks like it's still wet, but it's not. All right, we're ready to go. I'm done goofing around here. Time to get something done. All right, I'm putting the stylus directly in the watercolor. And I'm going to get perfect little dots. Oh, CB, you are brilliant. I think that's the second time in a row I've told you that. You want a checkbook? OMG. Hang on. Got to help the rat real quick. Well, they'll probably charge you to put it on a credit card. So, yeah, just go ahead and write a check. That's fine.
We're about out of money.
No, you're not out of money. We go through this every time. I think I'm out of money. You're not out of money.
Oh, no, where are you? Oh.
So are you going into town?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try and do 4 dots, I think.
You know what now?
I wasn't talking to you.
Oh.
I'm talking to them. See, he's sniffling too, you guys. This is like the cold that never goes away. Oh, there it went and got big on me. Doggone it. Oh well, it is what it is.
Oh.
You don't feel good?
No. I blew my nose this morning. That ear popped and I can hear out of it now.
You had moisture or something in there, hon.
It cracked. Crack.
Well, do you want to stop down at the corner and have them look at it?
I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. I don't know what they can do, really.
Well, if it just needs cleaning.
Except charge the shit heck out of me.
I think the ladies are getting used to you now, Robert. You need to be careful. How can I be out of money? I still have... Exactly, Orla. Galena said, don't forget to buy a box to put the emu in so you can send them to her.
Okay.
See, that's kind of what the way this one is, Jean. Like you think you're over it and you're feeling good, and then the symptoms will just almost like come roaring back. Like your cough is better, your snotting is better. Robert,
Yeah, I'm trying to get that back in there.
don't worry about it. Leave it like that.
Well, I'm gonna worry about it until it's back in there like it belongs.
Anyway, yeah, and then it just comes roaring back. It's really weird. Yeah, he's gonna do it his way. I do like this though. Can you see that? They're not consistent. That's what I was doing over here, was trying to get enough moisture off where the size is more consistent. Yeah, I like this. I like the dots, snotting. It's a verb now. I snot, you snot, he, she snots. Yeah, it's just snotting. Yeah, and I feel like I'm going to be snotting the rest of my life. Oh, that one got big. Oh well. I guess at the end of the day, nobody's going to notice. And then after this, I am going to ink the edges of the journal cover, and then I'll give it a rest and see what else I might want to do with it. Maybe nothing. Maybe this was all I needed. Doing that dot art apparently takes some practice. To keep all your dots the same size. Of course, watercolor is going to be different than acrylic anyway, but yeah, I like that. That was a good suggestion, CB. And the smaller ones I'll go ahead and work on to make a little bit larger. Makes it a little bit more consistent. In calligraphy, there's a type of lettering that has bots, I think dots, around the letters. Can anyone? I can't, Dorothy. Hi, Paula. It's a stylus. Paula. Dee Dee did stream, but only for about an hour. She had some stuff she wanted to do today, so She tricker-headed me. And we need to be kind of keeping an eye out. I don't think Joycey has tweeted that she's not streaming, so I'm going to assume that Joycey is streaming at her normal time today. Yeah, I like that. I like it. And somewhere on this cover, I will go ahead and incorporate some additional gold. So that's not the only gold on it. I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges. And I think I'm going to use the navy blue again for that. Because I used the navy blue. No, I didn't. I did that. I'm going to use the navy blue anyway. Yeah, I still have an hour before Joycey. Yeah. And then I will go on about my rat killing while Joycey is on. That just means getting my stuff done. I'm not really killing rats. Unless he doesn't behave. In which case, I cannot guarantee that there won't be dead rats. Oh, and this is Memento Paris Dusk. It's really one of my very favorite stamp pads. It's a dark, dark blue. So useful and so pretty. And I'll do the inside too. I don't know that I'm going to add anything to the inside. It just is what it is. And then I haven't decided what I'm going to use to bind it temporarily, because I'm going to keep this bound temporarily while I'm still adding to it until the challenge is over or I quit doing it, whichever comes first. And then I'll bind it permanently. So I'll find a navy blue ribbon or something to bind it. And I am going to put a coat of matte medium over the whole thing. That Magicals right up there is very cool. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is really cool.
How many days in this month?
Let's see, we are in March. How many days are in March, you guys? 31, I believe. I know, I should know that poem. 30 days has whatever. I don't know the poem, so forgive me. Look in your checkbook. There's a calendar in the front. It's the last one over. I ended up really liking that Timmy paper that we,
31.
Yeah, I thought it was 31. Hi there, Terry. And on that side, it won't matter because you're not going to see that any. Well, I will just go ahead and do it because you might see the edges a little bit. Okay, so there's that, and that's the inside. I might go ahead and put some of that white stencil back there. The little dots. I love the little dots. The little dots are pretty. The fine tech will move with the matte medium. Do you have a spray fixative? Yes, I do. I do have a spray fixative that I will use because well, I don't know, most of the magicals are completely dissolved, but the reds and the purple, they have a tendency to move, I think, no matter what. They can say they're permanent all day long if they want, but honestly, when you put matte medium on, they move. And Mac's here, so we're not going to get into a permanent discussion. Or just ask Mac. She'll tell you. Because I was so wrong. And Mac, don't think I'm picking on you. I'm joking, okay? We got into a discussion about the permanency of dilution sprays the other day. And I said they were permanent. And they were insisting they were not. And I guess I was thinking because I had used matte medium and they were not changing the color of my matte medium, I thought, well, they're permanent. But when you put like gesso or white paint or something on top of them, they definitely do stain the product you put on top. So there you go. That's that discussion. Okay, bye CB. Buy lots of really yummy food. So, Jean, I'm assuming you'll just stream at your normal tomorrow time, which is noon, right? And don't feel any pressure. If you don't want, my feeling is if you don't want to stream, man, that's your deal. And like Paul and Ange, I have to say, I don't know how you can have a full-time job and have the energy and the gumption to stream too. So I get it when you guys go, oh, I'm just not feeling it. Like when you get some time off, you probably think, God, the last thing I want to do is go on and entertain 30 people. That's not saying I don't want you to. You have to stream. But yeah, kudos to you for even doing it for real. Because I promise you, if I had a full-time job, I'm not sure I'd have the energy. Well, I'd have too much other stuff that needed to get done. So there we go. This little finger dauber has about seen better days. It's given me junk on the table. Okay, Jean's saying she is going to stream tomorrow. I know, I'll never live it down. I know, Galena. You shall forever be the scapegoat now, Sophia. Yes, you will be. Maybe it's just that you yell louder, Sophia, you think? I know everybody's typing in caps, but yours were just louder. I don't know. All right, I need to clean up these little blue speckles or I'll have them everywhere. Thinking. Yeah, like sometimes real life just gets in the way. Boy, do I know that. You just can't be available at everybody's swim. There's real life out there. Not that I participate in it, but some people do. Okay. I've learned the hard way about cleaning up those things that fly off those finger stoppers. Yeah, they'll end up everywhere. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do some more little stencils on the inside of this because I like the way it looks. And then it looks more cohesive, I guess. What did Paula say? I feel bad about yesterday, but as soon as I got the call about my grandma, I was a wreck off. And Paula, you know what? The thing is, you don't owe us an explanation, and you don't have to feel bad about it. No, just go ahead and eliminate it. You know, yeah. You've got a full-time job, you've got a family, you've got Simon, you've got a house. Like, don't feel like you need to explain to me, that's for damn sure. Naturally, I love it when you stream. And oddly enough, it's not even so much about what you're doing as hearing your voice and hearing you laugh and knowing that you're okay. You know, just, but no, you do what Paula needs to do. I don't think any of us can expect that, and I don't want you feeling bad about it. That would be so wrong. You got to do it because you want to. You know, it's kind of like this whole YouTube thing that I've been watching videos about the YouTube changes, and I know a lot of you have heard about it, that YouTube has changed their minimum requirements for the monetization partnership program, and you have to have 1,000 subbies, which I'm getting very close, you guys. We are going to do 1,000 subby giveaway here sometime very soon. But you need 1,000 subbies and 4,000 hours. Now, the 4,000 hours of watch time is going to be a whole lot more difficult to attain than the 1,000 subbies, I think. But anyway, I've been watching the videos about that, you know, and this is how I feel about streaming or anything else. I do this because I enjoy it. I never anticipated making a dime off of it. Chances are I still never will. If people can, I think that's awesome. But the truth of the matter is, if you're doing this for the money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Same thing with streaming, Paula. If it's not fun to you, if you feel like you're getting pressure or it's not being fun for you, then I would say, you know, it's not you that's wrong. It's us that's wrong for putting that undue pressure on you. I want you to go on and have fun arting. And if you're not having fun arting, then freaking don't do it. Go do something that brings you joy, because life is too damn short. There you go. That's my lecture on streaming and Paula feeling guilty about yesterday. Do not even. And P.S. I hadn't heard about your grandmother, Paula. I hope she's okay. I hope everything's okay. And you were sick last week, so... I mean, honestly, we're all big girls, and if we can't entertain ourselves for a couple days, there's something wrong with us. She's in the hospital. Oh, Paula. Paula. Honestly, right now, I just want to hug you. So, I'm going to ask, if you believe in such a thing and you're so inclined, prayers for Paula's grandmother. All right. All right, that's cool. I like that. Breaks it up a little bit. Now that Tim Holtz paper is a great place to start because you've already got a few layers going on there. And honestly, Paula, listen to what Jean just said. I'll go ahead and read it because I don't think there's anything private about this. But Paula said, or Jean said to Paula, it may be tough at first, but really it's a relief to have him in a nursing home where she can get the care she needs. That's my exact, complete, total feeling about little Mary. I wish she could be in her own home, and I wish, but the truth of the matter is, she is where she needs to be to get the care that she requires. And so I had been pushing for a long time for her to get the care that she deserves. And really, the only place where that can happen is a nursing home. You cannot keep her safe enough at home. I think I will go ahead and use this FW and do some gold splatters on the inside. She's 91. Yeah, 91, man. How many of us are going to get that kind of life? I know, Jean. I know you're having a cow right now. I'm going to get the paintbrush out. Jean doesn't like splatters. Where's my splatter brush? You guys, I've lost my splatter brush. Oh, here it is. Never mind. I have it in the glue water.
I felt like the dog. I was getting ready to go, ay.
Yeah, poor Robert. Anytime I can't find something, he runs for his life. Like, oh my God, I didn't do it. But the reason I think that is because you probably did it before. Alright, there's some splatters for the inside of the cover. We'll just let that dry. I'm obviously not putting this book together today, and that's fine. I don't care. This is the best little splatter brush. I swear, it's like the cheapest one. It comes out of one of those dollar paint things from probably Dollar Tree or something. But it's got those long bristles, and boy, does it make good splatters. Okay, you're not watching? Good girl, Jean. Good girl. I don't know if I want any more gold on the front cover. I've got to let that dry before I can do anything on here. But I will definitely be adding something to this. It's still pretty bland to me. But I'm glad I put the Artful Evidence on there. I think it's cool looking. Run, Robert, run! It makes me think of Forrest Gump. Run, Forrest, run! I just told them how old you were going to be next month, Robert, and they've never even seen you, and they can't believe you're going to be that damn old.
I can't believe I'm that old either. I can't believe the good Lord let me stick around that long.
Yeah, see, there you go. They say only the good die young, Robert.
I got her made then.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to dry these real quick. I almost said I was going to blow it, Eileen, but boy, your voice was in my head saying, God, you don't blow it. And this is real watery, so when it's dry, it's going to virtually disappear.
All right, before you start, I'm going to get going.
Eileen said, Robert, Janet said you were an old fart. You're not surprised, are you?
That didn't shock me a bit. She called me a lot worse.
All right, get over here and then get out of here.
She called me an SO something. Time or two. Do what?
Oh, I was just thinking, I've been wanting pizza so bad.
Want me to try to get some?
Yeah, call me when you get into town.
Okay.
Before you come home.
Okay.
Where else are you going? Just Peg Agency?
Well, I'm going to go in Walmart and see if they've got coffee ice cream.
Oh, that's another good thing. Oh, you need to get bar soap, too.
You better give me a list.
Hang on. Time out. I've got to give Robert a list, because if it's more than one item...
I'll remember it. Give me this list and I'll write it down.
Hang on, because there's a couple things I want you to get.
Mouthwash.
That's on the list.
Okay.
Bar soap. I want you to look for avocados.
Okay, coffee ice cream.
And you need some bananas. And the Milano slices, that's going to be in the cookie aisle.
Okay.
So, yeah, just call me when you get to the cookie aisle, and I'll direct you in the right direction, okay?
Right.
I think that's everything. Sorry. I just said that, Eileen. Get the Milanos. That's a cookie that Eileen has suggested that we both eat, but I was pretty honest with her, and I told her, you'll probably never get to even look at them.
That's probably true.
Yeah. So, yeah, just call me, and I'll get you in the right place. Okay.
Bye.
See you later. Bye. I love cell phones that he can call me from the grocery store. What did you order, Paula, that you only got 8 of the 12? Yeah, if I was that close, I'd have just got the other 4. Alright, I still can't put these together. Alright, I'll let them finish air drying. Because I'm really not ready to put the book completely together yet. So this is how it will ultimately end up. I'll move this. I do like the splatters. I'm glad I did that. So there you go. Artful Evidence. I'm going to do something else up here. I just don't know what. I might even just draw... I don't know. Yeah, I want something else. I just don't know what. I don't even know what she's talking about, and I'm telling her to buy the other 4. Well, if it's something she wanted. Yeah, exactly. It only took 4 streams and a lot of arguing. But boy, did we get this bad boy done. Well, we did other stuff in there too, didn't we, Eileen? It seems to me. I've got about maybe 30 minutes before I've got to get off for Miss Joycey. I'll move all this junk. Excuse me. Let it sit out here and dry. And then for my doodle page, well, let me go get a piece of turquoise paper to mount that on. I might just go ahead and use that one I've already got done, because I do like it. I probably should have taken it in there because I have multiple turquoise cardstock, and I wasn't sure which one. Where did I put that piece of art now? There it is. There it is. There it is. Hang on. I just came up with it. I think what will be a better idea. Because I'm not liking that so much. But I am going to draw on the borders, so, but I was thinking, all right, tell me which one you like better. Cover this up. Put it against a navy. And then the rest of the doodles I will go ahead and do in white on the navy. I'll pull you guys down. No, I can't go that close, can I? All right. That with white might be good. And this is so darn bright. I really like this better. I think it makes the black and white. The navy, yeah, I like the navy too. So we're going with the navy. All right, so I've got to cut out a 6x6, and I'll use my card trimmer for this. And I had somebody else ask on YouTube to show how to make a lettering guide again. And I can't tell them just go look at the previous videos because I don't remember which videos uploaded to know if it's even out there. I mean, I guess I could go look, but somebody wanted to know how to make a lettering guide again. You just, okay, I'll look at it when I'm done here, Dorothy. And I know it's not the same size. Now, I could trim this down so that there was the same border, top, bottom, left, and right. Maybe that's what I will do. And then doodle in white on the navy. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'm going to trim this down and make it an absolute square. Otherwise, it just doesn't feel right to me. So let me see how big this is. You just ordered bullet stencils because of you. I honestly think you will not be sorry. You really will not be sorry. Okay, this is 4 1/4. This is 5. So I'll trim it down. I want it off of that side because I don't know if you noticed, but the circles didn't match up over there. So, all right. So I got to trim this down to 4 1/4. 4 1/4. I'm just wondering if I want to take some off of each edge. I think I'm going to take a little bit off of here, and then I'm going to take just a little bit off there, and then 4 1/4 this way. Since it's a square format, I'm going to do that. Is that right? Nope, wrong edge. I want to cut this edge, 4 1/4. Duh, glad I noticed that before that little trimmer went whack-a-doodle. Okay, there we go. We got a square now. Okay, yeah. I like this now. I think I will like doodling better without the this affixed, so I'm going to draw myself a border. I just said that's 4 1/4 minus 6 is what? 1 3/4? Is that right? Yep. So, hang on. Six, so it'd be 1/2, 7/8 on each side. And then the design will just disappear behind what's on top of it. Now I have to decide, do I want to do the same design um, and really only need that on the two sides, and that should be fine there. Okay. Then when I mount it, I know I get it straight. Because let's say I was going to continue this design. Or just come up with a whole different design. What do you guys think? I could just do, see how in the back of the, behind the circles or all the different size circles behind it. I love doing that one. That's a great one to fill in small spaces. Okay, bye, Mac. Just do that. I'm kind of thinking I might do that. I know what we can do. And you guys, I know by now, think I'm flippin' insane, and I can't argue with you because sometimes I think I'm flippin' insane. Let me just do it real quick, and if I like it, I'll use it, and if I don't like it, I won't use it. Drawing, I like drawing in white on a blue background, but I want to do it in a size that you can see what I've done. But to me, if I was going to be sitting on the phone just doodling, you would just continue the doodle on the blue. See, and I was thinking pull out that little doodle underneath. This is covering up too much of the blue, I think. Yeah, it's covering up too much of the blue. Alright, so then I almost have to affix it. Alright. I will glue this on temporarily. Excuse me. This is going to be harder than I think, I think. Just thinking. Because if I'm going to do a continuation with the white Uniball, yeah, that's what I'm using is the white Uniball signal. It works good no matter what. The Jelly Roll works pretty good though too, you guys. So if you see an opportunity to get the white Jelly Roll, they work good too. Maybe not quite as consistently as the Uniball, but they're good pens. I keep one of those out in the front room on the art on the couch. I don't mind it. Alright, so when this is down, this is going to be its orientation no matter what. And the thing is, if I don't like it, flip that blue over and do it again. Okay, bye, Terry. Have a great day. Whatever you do, whatever you do. Alright, I made the circles with this template, so let me find the size of the circle that I was using. They're different sizes. They're not all the same, but I think that is that one, which means that one's probably... Nope, that one's not that one. That one looks like that one. Alright, here we go. So this would continue there, there. Okay. This one definitely is a smaller circle. Alright, that's the one that's going to match up the best. And this white takes a little while to dry on this paper, so I've got to be really careful that I'm not smudging this. Okay, I need to do this one first. And this is the only part of the design that I didn't freehand, you guys, was these circles. I just don't see any point in drawing circles by hand when you can have a template. Like, that's reinventing the wheel over and over again. Seems a little cuckoo to me. I'd like to say that it might have been easier just to draw the whole thing from scratch on 6x6, but I promise you it wouldn't be. I was just reading chat real quick. They're talking about cooking utensils, Instapots and rice cookers and stuff like that. I don't have any of that. I just cook on my stove. I have a microwave and a toaster oven. And if I can't do it on the stove, in the microwave. Oh, I have an electric frying pan. I love that. I do use that. Makes the best French toast on earth. I do like that because it has the variable temperature that's easy to set. So otherwise, nope, don't have an Instapot. I know a lot of people love their Instapots. Don't know anything about them. I don't like that. Let's see, maybe I can do it a little bit bigger and move it over. No, if I don't continue the circle, it's going to look weird. So I'll have to deal with whatever I have to deal with. That one, it's hard to tell what size circle, so that one I can fudge a little bit, I think. So I'm going to, when Joycey comes on, I will probably be there, maybe working on this. But I've got some other stuff I've got to do too, so I guess I'll be there and gone. I like to listen to Joycey though because she makes me laugh. You have a crock pot and refuse to use it. I hate those things. I use my slow cooker. I do have a slow cooker. I have a very small crock pot, but I don't use it either, Eileen. Hardly ever. I will use the slow cooker if I'm making like spaghetti sauce or something that I want to cook all day that I just think tastes better. Um, but to put a bunch of stuff in the crock pot and cook it all day, I'm not necessarily inclined to do that. I did when I worked, you bet I did, because, yeah, it just made life so much easier for a working person. It really did. Yeah, that one's a little wonky, so I guess I will match it up over there. But when the kids were young, if I hadn't cooked earlier or, like didn't have a meal prepared, I'd do a roast or something in the crock pot all day. The kids didn't mind that. And there actually is I do it in my slow cooker, but I have a recipe for slow cooked chicken. And honest to God, it is so good. I love, love, love it. Yeah, see here I've got a weird thing going on where I'm not going to get them to match up. So at that point, you just have to do the best you're going to do. It's just inconsistent at best. Well, that's easy for you to say, Eileen. If you didn't have time to make dinner, just go out. Out here, that's a whole lot easier said than done. Really. Like, if you had to eat in some of these restaurants, you would eat anything to keep from going out to eat. I promise you. That's my feeling. Now, this one's going to be real weird, too. So we're going to work on this side. This is the problem you run into when you use different size circles. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Oh, we got pictures from Robert's daughter. She lives on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And I didn't even realize that there was, storms going on out there. I knew they were getting snow or, cold weather, which they're not necessarily used to. But man, they got hammered out on the Outer Banks. They can't get on or off the island. The road is totally like washed out. I couldn't believe it. They have sand. Of course, all the houses out there are up on stilts, right? Because of the hurricanes and the high waters, whatever. But she has sand, I guess, taller than she is up under her house. The neighbor's pool is like gone. And I didn't even know what was going on. Kind of made me feel like a dope that I didn't know, like I should be kind of watching out to see what those poor kids are dealing with out there. But yeah, I guess they've had some nasty, nasty weather. Yeah, I'm glad we decided to do this. I think it's looking better. The nor'easter coming in is terrible. They think it is worse than the last one. Well, that's what they were saying, Eileen. And the trouble is, the road is washed out, so they can't get off the island. I told Robert this morning, I don't know what she told him, but I told Robert this morning, they will certainly get boats or something in there you know, if they need to evacuate. I'd like to think, you know, but hell, I don't know. I just make this stuff up as I go along. But I'd like to think that if those people need to get evacuated off the island, they will be. Otherwise, they're just going to have to hunker down and deal with it, I guess. I don't know. I'm just like, oh, that would be so scary. But there's apparently a lot of damage out there, you guys. A lot. And of course, they're all insured, but it doesn't make it easier when you're rebuilding your rental house right before the rental season opens. You know, that can cost you a ton of flipping money. So, all right, there we go. We've got a design going on. All right, like on this one, I can go ahead and just continue the lines, I guess. And one of the things that makes this design so cool, honestly, is the shading. And it's going to be harder to shade, obviously, on the blue. Maybe I won't even worry about it. And I used Prismacolor for the to color the blue with. So if I want, and I might do an experiment to find out, if I want, I can go ahead and color the blue on top of this navy. And it'll work out good too. Okay, I'm going to put another one of these in here. And of course, the nib of this pen is much larger than the black, but I don't have a real fine nib white. I don't even think they make one. I don't think they can make one. So we'll just do the best we can with what we got. Excuse me, I just have to remember to start slow. Alright, so what's Ange saying? I'm doing the same food plan I was doing last time. I lost all the weight, and this Friday I'm getting my gym membership back. Okay. Cool, Ange. Well, good luck. I know you can do it. You just have to do it. But you know we'll be pulling for you, Ange. Every one of us wants you to succeed, so be a happy, happy girl. The circles aren't quite as cool with the white pen as they are with the black, but that's okay. You watched a couple of lettering videos that said when you buy a new nib, stick it in a potato to remove the oil. Have you ever heard? No, I never have, Piccola. When I get a new nib, now there is oil on the new nibs. That's a given. That's a fact. But as far as sticking it in a potato, I'm not sure what the advantage of doing that would be, honestly. I mean, did they say what the advantage of the potato was? All I do is get a mild soap and wash it. That's true, Ange. That is absolutely true. Um, See you later, skunk. Yeah, I don't know what the advantage of sticking it in a potato would be. I've never heard of that. Doesn't mean there isn't a darn good reason to do it, but I just use mild soap and then dry it real good. I mean, oil is oil. Um, they put it on there to keep them from rusting, and it probably happens automatically as part of the manufacturing process. Um, but it will keep your inks and stuff from sticking to the paper or sticking to the nib so that you can, obviously transfer it to the paper. So my feeling is it doesn't matter how you get that oil off as long as you know it's there. I have talked to people who bought new nibs and couldn't understand why their nibs weren't working. Well, their nibs weren't working because they didn't realize that the nibs were oiled. Um, so as long as you know that there's a coating of oil on there, and know to get it off, I can't see that it's that big a damn deal, frankly. But maybe there's something in the potato. My nibs have worked fine for many, many years. Yeah, I've heard the flame of a candle, Deb. Um, yeah, but I've never heard a potato because the flame from the candle, of course, is going to burn the oil off. Now I'm interested. I'd like to know what they think the oil is going to do for the potato, or the potato is going to do for the oil or the nib, if there really is something that benefits from it. And those people are probably from Idaho and want you to buy the potatoes. That's my thinking. What do I know? Or they're from Ireland and they have a lot of potatoes. I don't know. Don't ask me. Maybe the starch in the potato negates the oil on the nib. See, that Denise, that it's got to be something like that. Um, but what would be the advantage to the nib? What you're left with, what you want to work. I just wash it in mild soap and water and dry it real good. Damn potato pushers, really. Um, but now I'm curious if somebody has figured out that there's a reason for that and it works good. Everybody ought to be doing it. Maybe we ought to be storing our nibs and potatoes. Hell, what do I know? It's just funny what people come up with, right? Like, who would get a new nib and say, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll stick it in a potato. Duh. What? One thing about the wider nib, you don't get as much, it doesn't take as long, I guess is what I'm trying to say, is you don't get as much detail for sure, but that's fine. It is looking kind of cool though. Like it's getting hard to tell where and I'm not going to color those blue, I've decided. Um, Raw potatoes have a lot of vitamin C, but I have no idea why that would be good for a nib. Yeah, me either. I don't think the nib knows that it needs vitamin C. I don't know. It's interesting all the same. Okay, you guys, I'm about ready to call this a day, so you can all go get a snack or visit the potty people or do what you need to do before Joycey comes on, because she's going to be coming on momentarily. I will finish this afternoon, and the journal cover, and post some photos. So go do what you're going to do. Paula, have a great day at work. Jean, have a nice nap. Um, I'm going to be doing laundry and just some other stuff around here, but I'll see you over at Joycey's. If you watch this on YouTube, thank you so much. Try and visit a live stream someday, because these ladies will make you laugh. And again, remember, there's a second deadline to the scavenger hunt. You have until April 15th now to get it done and get an email to me. So go. We're going to go have fun at Joyce's house now, and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching, guys.